the air attack warning sounds like. This is the sound.
When you hear the air attack warning, you and your family must take cover.
To Trieste in the Adriatic, an iron curtain has descended across the continent.
As in the case of Greece, if Turkey is to have the assistance it needs, the United States must supply it.
The Pentagon in Washington, the North Atlantic Defense Committee, composed of the 12 Atlantic Pact nations, meets for the first time. U.S. Defense Secretary Johnson is named chairman. Mr. Johnson speaks of America's desire for unity against aggression. President Truman's dramatic announcement that Russia has created an atomic explosion sends reporters racing for Flushing Meadow, where Russia's Vyshinsky arrives to address the United Nations. He accuses the West of planning atomic war and urges the outlawing of atomic weapons.
My fellow Americans, I want to talk to you plainly tonight about what we're doing in Korea and about our policy in the Far East. In the simplest terms, what we're doing in Korea is this: we're trying to prevent a third world war.
Moscow heads the communist world in mourning the passing of Joseph Stalin. From a saluting base on Lenin's tomb, he reviewed each year on Red Army Day men of the Soviet armed forces. Army, Navy and Air Force, all had been fostered by Stalin himself. Until now, they have become one of the greatest military powers in the world. His people regarded as a god this man who was born the son of a shoemaker, for above all, he became a star to guide them to a more prosperous way of life. In return, they gave him their undying devotion and accepted his every word as law.
On display in Moscow, the wreckage of pilot Francis Power's U-2 reconnaissance plane for Muscovites and foreign newsmen to see as the Soviet launches its most belligerent anti-American propaganda barrage in recent years.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
government, as promised, has maintained the closest surveillance of the Soviet military buildup on the island of Cuba. Within the past week, unmistakable evidence has established the fact that a series of offensive missile sites is now in preparation on that imprisoned island.